Are children safe once parents and teachers are double vaccinated? Has the time come for all schools now to almost fully open up? And colleges?
Good evening, Rajdeep. Pleasure to be on your show. Well, I think what's worked well for us in India, one is, of course, the massive second wave. The fact that vaccines worked against the Delta variant, and we've seen evidence to that. And the fact that even if you don't have two vaccines, but have had one vaccine, you do get significant protection. And that's why we are where we are with 15,000 cases. Now, kids have really suffered a lot. I mean, one is, of course, missing school education, but it's also emotional. We also have had medical issues come up, with obesity, a lot of weight gain, constipation, what have you, the eyes, the strain that they have. So, they need to mingle with kids their age. So we need to encourage kids to get back to school. Parents also today have a comfort level that they did not have 8 weeks ago. And so they're open to that, and to use the terminology that you quite often use because you love cricket. We must do this without letting the guard down. So it's not like you open all schools. And you also have to be very vigilant. If we see numbers increase in a particular region, we're going to have to scale down and go back to hybrid or go totally online. So it's not going to be, it's going to be dynamic. It can't be static. It can't be, okay, we've opened things, so that's the way it is. But we need to move towards opening schools.
No, you're saying move towards opening school. Let me just press you. Should children visit schools only after they are vaccinated, after we start a significant program for vaccination for children, and particularly also for young teenagers between the age of 13 and 18? Should colleges open there? What's your view? I mean, how do you decide this college can open, this school can open, and the other cannot?
Right. So colleges is fine because everyone over 18, of course, junior college in Bombay is a different situation, but college is usually over 18. So opening colleges is not a problem. Now, as regards linking vaccination to school opening, I don't think we can do that, for the simple reason that our priority still is getting all the adults vaccinated and everybody getting 2 shots. Then we will start vaccinating kids with comorbidities, those with hematological conditions, malignancy, liver disease, kidney disease, and so on. So a healthy 8-year-old, it's going to be a while before a healthy 6 or a 10-year or a 12 or a 14-year-old is going to get a vaccine. And I don't think we should keep them off school for so many months, because it is going to roll well into the next year.
Right. So the key really is to get actually parents vaccinated, teachers vaccinated, ensure that every teacher in the school is vaccinated, social distancing norms in school. Dr. Swaminathan, you said at the very outset, triggered this off by saying that the worst is possibly over, hinted that there will be no third wave. But we've seen new outbreaks in China this week, United Kingdom cases rising. Should we be worried? And an additional question to that being asked is, can Delta Plus or this new AY 4.2 subvariant trigger a wave in India?
See, we need to understand that everybody is talking about it going on the way to endemicity. So let's look at influenza. H1N1, every year we get a few cases happening again and again. Does that paralyze us or stop life? The answer is no. I think it may end up that COVID also goes the same way, in which case there will be smattering of cases coming up every year. So that could be what we look at as waves. Whether we choose to call it that way or another way is fine. But it is inevitable is what I can see.
And will that be more localized? Will that be more localized, Dr. Swaminathan? No. Do you see now? Because I was in Mumbai the other day and there were a couple of buildings which had, outside their buildings, there were posters saying there are COVID cases in this building. These were all high-rise buildings.
Look at what's happening in Africa and South America. The majority of that areas have not even had a single dose of vaccine. So if you look at it globally, it's still a drop in the bucket. That's the unfortunate truth. So till the rest of the world gets vaccinated, there's always a chance of it going around and coming around. Second thing is, mutations and change is inevitable. Flu does that every year. Why should COVID be different? Please understand that just because we find a mutant doesn't mean it's a problem. The Delta is the case in point. We identified Delta October of last year. And when did it trip us a new one? April of this year, or maybe March of this year. So just because you find a mutant does not mean it's going to rip you a new one immediately. There are a lot of factors which go into it, both in terms of mitigation and also in terms of severity. Now, the best thing we can do is vaccinate. And that we've done very, very aggressively. That's the reason why I believe that even if we do have a new wave, it is going to be so mild that it's not going to tax the system as it did this year. And second thing is that this kind of viral illnesses will be practically indistinguishable from the viral illnesses that we see with the seasonal flu spikes. So we may see a larger spike than usual because of the flu and this put together, but not.
That is extremely reassuring.